Good morning, everybody. It is Monday, the 27th of December, 2021, and my name is Harold Branch with Rooted Ambition Coaching and Training Services. And I'm excited because this is the last week of the not month, but of the year. 2021 is ending. We're bringing it to a strong close, a nice close, and we're doing that with some focus so we can head into 2022 and with a game plan to achieve everything we deserve so we could achieve everything that we want. See, nothing is achieved by accident. We have to be intentional about all our goals. We have to be intentional about everything that we're trying to attain for our lives and for the lives of the people that we love and that we care about. And see, this is my favorite time of the year. Those who know me, those who are close to me, they know I always say New Year's is my favorite holiday. And a close second is Halloween, right? But New Year's is my favorite holiday. And it's my favorite holiday because it allows a start over. I'm a very goal-oriented person. I'm always in a space of attempting to get better, trying to grow, trying to develop, not just the randomly assumed areas of my life, but all the different facets of my life, not just in general. I like to really break it down by category, and I get a chance to evaluate the year that I'm in, but also use that as a roadmap for the future. I want to look back on my year. I want to learn. And it's a couple reasons. Number one, you want to learn from what you got a chance to experience, those challenging moments. You also would like to pat yourself on the back, give yourself a few attaboys for all of the things that you did get right in the year, as we analyze the different categories. But then, and this is probably why I'm most passionate about it, why I love it the most, because I know I be messing up. I don't get things right. I don't hit all my goals. And I have a tendency of beating myself up when that happens. I can be really, really hard on myself. The kids got it honest, right? So being hard on myself, being tough on myself, I need a space to forgive myself. I need a space to be in. I need an opportunity to say, you know what? I didn't perform at the level that I wanted to. I didn't handle all those situations the way I wanted to. Some things I neglected. Some things I spent way more time than I should have. I allowed some things to take more mental real estate than they should have taken. So I need to be able to move on from that, detach from that guilt, forgive myself, and move forward. Because at the end of the day, once January 1st hit, everything that happened in 2021 was last year, right? That happened last year. And even if it was a couple weeks ago, it's exactly what my mind needs in order to let go and move forward. So I was trying to think of a way to explain how, with someone quickly in these quick 15 minutes, 12 minutes or so that we have left, how I go about that process. I've been doing this for years. It's helped me really, really touch goals that I probably wouldn't have been focused on enough, but it's also the blueprint for a well-rounded lifestyle, right? You don't want to just have success in finance, but your relationships are falling apart. You don't want to just have success physically, but intellectually, you're not being stimulated, right? So how can I break this down? This is perfect, okay? We've all binged TV series and all waiting for the next season to come out. See, the second season of Watcher just came out. So I'm all over it, binged it over this last week. Love the Watcher on Netflix, right? So when these videos come out, we want to see what's going on in the next season. Well, you're the star of your own story. You're the star of your own story. You're also the writer. So you're the writer and you're the star of your own story. Everyone else in your life are the co-stars. And in your story, they move based off of how you move. You have to respond to them or what have you. But when it comes to you, you get to write the next season of your story, the next season of your show. You get to write. That next season is 2022. How are you going to write that season? what's going on there. Well, before we dive into the next season, as many of you know, as you start a second, third, fourth, or beyond season of a show, we need to recap. So let's recap the season that we're bringing to a close right now, which is 2021. And when we do those recaps, what I'm going to do, I'm going to challenge you to follow this model. And I'm confident this has helped me focus for years and years. I'm confident that it will help you come up with a great strategic plan so that you can maximize, at least you could begin the journey of maximizing your next year before we even get there. So what I want you to do, we're going to categorize the different areas of our life. And as we put these categories down, and please do it on paper, learn to think on paper, learn to think by either writing it down or typing it out. You want to be able to go back and refer to this, see how far you've come, see how things have been able to happen. I've even explained this to some folks and they said, oh, a visual dream board. Never thought about it as a visual vision board, or a visual dream board. Not visual. Dream boards are already visual, but a written dream board. I never considered that a dream board with words. It may be able to be considered that way. It's up to you. You tell me. Okay, you tell me as I explain. So you're going to break down categories. Okay, you're going to put down multiple categories, and then you're going to rate yourself on a scale from 1 to 5. 1 to 5 in every one of these categories based on how you feel you did in 2021. So the categories are as follows, and I want you to really break it down. If you're watching right now, go ahead and start this process. Number one is spiritually. Number one is spiritually. How do you feel like you did spiritually in 2021? How do you feel? Maybe it's church. If you're a part of a focused religion, a specific religion, did you go? Did you study the way that you should have? Did you pray as you should have? Did you operate in the vision? Did you operate in the spirit of the faith that you are a part of? Or do you need some growth in that, right? Where would you put yourself? What are some things that you miss? What are some things that you should gain, right? You don't worry about it. Just think about that part and rank yourself on a scale from 1 to 5. If you're not focused on a specific religion, like many people are not, even if you don't believe in a structured faith or what have you, even if you're atheist, this still works because we all know we're part of something bigger than ourselves. Even if it's a community that we're part of, right? What has been your sense of growth, your sense of connection? I like to call it my flow. If I'm connected, I'm in my flow. I can get the messages from the universe that I need so I can move in the proper directions that I need to help take care of the people. How do you feel you did in 2021? Did you grow? And consider growth as well. Not just, hey, I did good, I was staying right here. We don't stay here for anything. We continue to grow in every area. No growth means no accomplishment, not living outside your comfort zone, so you're not getting better. Every year we get better. You either grow or you're dying. You either grow or you're dying. So spirituality is the first one, and hopefully that kind of explains how we're going to go through these quick categories. Number 2 is family. Family. Now, when I say family, there's going to be 2 entries for family. This is the family that you've created, right? How do you feel about your fatherhood? How do you feel about your motherhood? How do you feel about the spouse that you are? How do you feel like you did in those areas? Did you spend enough time with the kids? Did you spend enough time with the spouse? Were you short-tempered? Were you quick to anger in these situations? Were you patient? Did you take the time to really learn your children, learn your grandchildren? Even take the time to, you could have been a great parent, but did you nurture your spouse? Did you nurture the mother, the father of that child? How's that relationship, right? For someone like me who's a co-parent, I still have to include in that my ex-wife, the mother of my children. How did I do in that particular area as far as that relationship? Even if for those who struggle with that relationship there, did you do things to make it worse? Were you petty? Were you not? Did you let some things go, right? This is the opportunity to be honest. I know some of you like, I probably didn't do that great. Whatever the case may be, it doesn't matter how this season is ending. It's going to depend what we do in the next season. What about romance? For those of you, your spouse, you may not have a spouse, you may not be married, you may not be living in the same home, may not be the parent of the child or what have you. So in your romantic life, how was that in 2021? Be honest. That's the rule. Be honest with all of this. How was that in 2021, right? Were you open to a romantic relationship? If you wasn't, were you working on yourself so you could become the person that is open to that? How was your dating practices? Did you give more responsibility to a partner that you should have taken on for yourself? Right? That happens all the time. So where were you when it came to romance, not just experiencing it, but how you behaved in those particular situations? Did you even take your own heart seriously? Right? If you had a breakup or a challenge, how did you recover from that? Did you give yourself time to mourn that situation? Did you give yourself time to grieve, time to feel that scenario so that you can be a healed person before moving to your next scenario situation, right? So romance, you evaluate that according to your morals, according to, right, how you base what you value. All of this is based off of your values. My examples are based out of my values, right? But what are your values? You want to stay true to that, not mine, not anyone else's, because you'll have to answer for all of your actions and behaviors, and you can't point to someone else's definition of values. And if you don't know what those are, then this is a great opportunity for you to really put down some bullet points on what your values are in these different situations. When it comes to faith, spirituality, what are your values there? What measures that for you, right? So define these categories as well before you put your ranking. So 1 through 5, how were you in romance? What about professional and business life? How did you do at work? Did you move up professionally? Did you get some more certifications, right? Did you fall behind on your work? Was it just a challenge? I mean, with everything going on with COVID, were you challenged with everything going on with microaggressions just turning up and a lot of the weird things going on, maybe mental health, whatever the case may be? How did that affect your professional life? You don't have to have a 5. Not having a 5 doesn't mean you did anything wrong. It just means you'll like things to be better, and you have the ability to make that happen. You could do that from your own volition and your own strength. So professionally, so that is your job, your professional job. As maybe you made a decision, maybe you hate your job and it's time to go, and you finally made the decision, I'm out of there. Man, that's huge. Rank yourself on that. That took a lot of courage. Business owners, how did you work your business? Did you do the things necessary to get your business out of the gate, to take your business to another level? We know that responsibility as entrepreneurship. So that is number 4. So you got spirituality, family, which is fatherhood, mother, spouse, romance, professional, and business. And then finance is the next one. Finance is number 5. Finance is different from business and professional life. I could do great things in my business and still not yet have turned a profit, right? I could do great things professionally and still not be where I want to be financially, or I can have all the money that I need, but still don't feel like I'm representing my brand properly or that I'm growing in my profession. Okay. So finances, how is that? How is your budget? Did you spend properly? Did you get better with that? Did you work on your credit? Did your credit drop because of some bad choices? Okay. So financially, where would you rank yourself on a scale from 1 to 5? Family. And this family is the family you were born into. So the first family was the family that you created, and now this is the family that you're born into. How's your relationships over the last year with your parents, siblings, cousins, aunts, uncles? How did that feel? How was those relationships? What was going on there? Did you take some time with the family? Did you turn down all the invites that the cousins and the siblings and the dad and the moms invited you to? Did you take time out to call and just speak to your grandma maybe once a week? Are you spending time? Are you building those relationships? Are you mending some of those relationships that's been hurt over the years? Are you trying to show a little bit of patience or what have you? So rank yourself on a scale from 1 to 5 as far as that's concerned. And now remember also, these categories are just the ones that are valuable to me. You may switch some out. All these categories won't apply to you. Maybe you're not in a place where you're not even interested in dating. Maybe you don't have children or a spouse. So that particular family element isn't there for you, whatever the case may be. So break these down as you see fit. Add categories as you need as well. I tend to fluctuate, add some things and take some things off. So these categories are yours. Custom fit this to your lifestyle and your personality, okay? And when you break down from 1 to 5, how you did with your family last year, what about your friends? That's the next one. How have your friendships? Have you nurtured those friendships? Have you developed new friendships, right? I do not agree with Drake at all. No new friends. Why would you not have new friends? There's amazing people I haven't met yet. I can't wait to meet them. Can't wait to build those relationships. There are people I haven't met yet that's going to be my friend till my end of days, right? Until I'm golfing and older and rocking, and traveling the world until it's over. Okay. So I look forward to meeting those new friends. How did you do with your friendships? Did you nurture those? Did you blow those off? Right? Were you a good friend? Did you let some people go that stepped outside of the boundaries? Did you create boundaries in all these areas? Boundaries are important. You get points for that, right? For taking a distance away from somebody that's not doing what they should be doing. So that's friendship. Okay. How did you rank yourself there? Intellectually? How do you rank yourself intellectually for the last year? Did you stimulate yourself? How many books did you get a chance to read? Okay. Look, there's no bad number except 0. Zero's not a great number, right? Because the book you don't read won't help. Some people went back to school. Did you go get some certifications? Did you challenge yourself? Maybe you just committed to learning a new word every day. Okay. What did you do to stimulate yourself intellectually? Especially with all the junk we're bringing in, we have to purposely stay sharp. We have to purposely grow in these areas. So intellectually, how did you do? I went back to school. So being in school feel really good. Really good about how I'm doing intellectually. But I didn't read as many books outside of class as I would want to. Books that are very much of interest to me. So I got to learn how to balance that out. That's going to be for the upcoming year. And then mental health category. Did you take care of your mental health? Did you talk to someone? Did you commit to self-care? When you were not okay, were you able to say, I'm not okay? I am not okay right now. Did you identify someone you can talk to when you're in an emotional crisis? Who is that one person that can anchor you, that can keep you from floating away and making some pretty bad decisions? Where's your emotional intelligence? Have you been able to be fairly self-aware when it comes to your mental health? Where are you? You have to be okay with not being okay, right? I told a friend just a couple weeks ago, look, you gotta be willing to, you have to be willing to not be okay so you can eventually be okay. You gotta be willing to not be okay so you could eventually really truly be okay, instead of holding on to something, harboring something for years and years that you may have been able to let go. If your mental health challenges, have you seen an increase? Did you talk to a professional? Have you considered all your options when it comes to that? And I'm talking about a mental health licensed professional. When you felt like you had to take it to the next level, were you willing to do that? Physical health. Are you taking care of yourself? Are you eating better? Are you working out? Are you getting to sleep? That's I gotta get more sleep. Also, at one point I was drinking a lot of water and then I stopped. I gotta get back into drinking more water. So for about half the year, I did really good with my water intake and need to do better. Okay. So from 1 to 5, how would you rank yourself? Did you build your strength? Did you actually move? Did you exercise? Did you work out? Have no doubt a healthy body is mandatory for a happy lifestyle. A healthy body is mandatory for a healthy lifestyle. Love who you are right now. That's the mental health. Love no matter where you are in your physical health journey. Love yourself. Honor yourself. You know, my physical health mentor Carlos Williams, my coach and my trainer, when I was feeling bad about my body, I was really, really struggling. I was like, man, what's going on? Hit that 40, body totally changed. I don't even know how to get it under wraps. I was just really feeling some kind of way. And he said, don't you hate any part of your body? You know what I mean? You may got the dad bod thing going on at the time, and you may have that extra that you ready to get rid of, but understand that's padding. At one point, your mind, your spirit, your body needed that and thought it should be there to protect you. It's just trying to protect you, but now it's time to let it go. Now it's just baggage. It's time to let it go. And when he told me that and it clicked here, a lot of things changed for me, right? And I was able to not hate something away, but love it away, right? From a health standpoint. See, that's a healthy way to go about it. You could be working out, but not physically healthy because of how you're doing it, because of the obsession of it. So where are you with physical health? And then lastly, community. The last category I have is community. How are you operating in your community? What's your connection? Have you done volunteer work? Have you committed to your community? Have you spoke to people? Right now, we're so divided. Have you tried to push past those mental divisions in order to operate in the environment that you live in order to still be able to smile at the grocery store, in order to not lose faith in humanity at all? Right now, it is a challenge to not just think the whole world is burning down and everybody, especially those with opinions different from mine, passionately different from mine, that every one of those individuals are something's wrong with them and we're enemies and things like that. It's hard right now to not think that. So what are we doing so that we can still see the humanity in people? We can still have faith in humanity itself. So rank all of these from 1 to 5, right? Rank all of these from 1 to 5. And usually we don't normally get 5. You may have some 5s. I've had some 5s before. Like, I killed that year. I killed it. And now I want to step it up some. So this, when you rank that and taking a look at it, it could be really sobering. What I want you to do next is to take that list and take those scores. And I want you to, we're going to create the roadmap for your next year. So I want you to go ahead and just break down in each category what you'll like to do more of. What would you like to add to that when it comes to spirituality? What would you like to add to that? What would you like to do more of? You know what? I did pretty good here, but I want to do more of it. Or I didn't do this much, so I want to do more of that. Versus, and also add, what would you like to do less of? What would you like to take away? What would you like to subtract from that experience? Okay. What would you like to subtract that you did too much of? You know what? I ate too much junk food. I ate too much at night. That was a big thing. Eating too late at night, being a night owl, being that artistic mind, that messed me up from a physical health standpoint. So let me do that less. Let me take that away and be meticulous. Go down and break it down, and you're going to do it and you're going to leave. You're going to come back to it. This is going to be a living document. So break it down, really, really explain the things that you want, how you want to increase your performance in these categories for the new year. And when you do those breakdowns, you will now have the roadmap for starting your 2022. Be sure to do it before January 1st. Do it before. That way, when January 1st does show up, you feel like you're like Dora Explorer, man. You got your handy dandy backpack and you got your map right here breaking it. As you can tell, I got kids. You got your map right here breaking it down for you so you know what you're focusing on in that new year. Mental health 1 year. I said I want to cook more because that's important to me. It makes me feel good. It makes me happy. It's a good thing. It's good for my mental health. I need to cook more. And that year I cooked all year long, right? So what about you? You're the star of your story, but you got to write it out. If you don't determine what you want, the world will give you what it wants you to have. And I promise it is not going to be at the level that you want it. We have to be intentional. We have to do this thing on purpose so that we can live the life that we deserve. But that only happens if we decide to map it out. So I appreciate you all checking me out, being on here with me for a little over 20 minutes. Thank you very much. I really, really hope this is helpful for you because it's helpful for me. I've been doing this since a teenager, thinking on paper is what I called it, is what I was told, right? So thinking on paper, I've been doing this since a teenager. It has helped me accomplish all kind of really cool stuff in my lifespan, and I plan on accomplishing even more. We got to be more excited about tomorrow than we are about yesterday. So I'm excited about my tomorrow, but I'm also excited about your tomorrow. So let's end 2021 feeling great, feeling strong, feeling powerful, and go into 2022 ready to live at our optimal level of performance and get everything we know we deserve, because we're willing to work, plan it out, and we're willing to work hard to go get it. Thank you all for being on. My name is Harold Branch from Rooted Ambition Coaching and Development. Here we grow. Take care.